G'day folks, well it's equipment autopsy time and we're playing with a very burnt, cooked Hyundai motor. I think it's, was it 1.8 or 2 litre? Probably the 1.8.
1.8.
Yeah, twin cam. Yeah. Very brown and baked. It's got 10 psi or so compression on 3 cylinders and 0 on the other, which pretty much goes straight to crankcase and blows the dipstick out when you're cranking it, so it's really unhappy. We're just going to rip the head off it and see what kind of carnage happened inside. Got all the other bits already off. It's toasty. I'll see if I can get it just as scrap to pull or do a cross section on a twin cam. I've already.
These weren't Allen keys because I don't have the right size. Use a rattle gun on it.
Yeah. I'll do it if you want. At least they're still tight.
Well, that one was.
Yeah, you get to the middle and they're generally relaxed or stretched from extreme heat. Even the power steering fluid in this thing's burnt black, brown, nasty. I wouldn't even use that power steering pump again.
Nothing on this engine is good.
Nothing, yeah. It's like the Subaru engine. All I'm going to do is cut the ends off the camshafts and turn them straight so I can use these pressed pulleys.
The alternator is so be cooked on this. I'd like to see the heads of the injectors. The caps are probably missing.
The pintle cap sort of melted off and gone down the intake.
Oh, let's put odds on it. What do you reckon's causing the blow-by? Hole in piston or massive crack in head?
Judging by the Subaru engine, I'm going for a crack in the head because every single intake and exhaust port on those two heads were cracked through. I don't know, what's your bet?
I would say head definitely
Head too.
melted
Yeah.
into gallery of oil.
Yeah, blowing into the oil return.
Definitely. Because it just out.
Yeah.
There's so much of it.
I mean, all 4 cylinders have lost compression, so it's probably blown all the way through the middle and the head's just warped into a arced arch shape.
Who knows what was going into the radiator?
That too. So blown to crankcase, blown to radiator, cracked through the intake and exhaust tracts. Either way, this thing's scrapped.
Yeah, it's a catastrophic failure of alloy head, I'd say.
Cool.
If we turn that over, I bet you the slop will go away.
Yeah, they've expanded. Yeah, just demonstrate it for the camera. Yeah, that's not good. They're all like that.
Well, this one's alright, because it wasn't working at the time, probably.
Yeah, well, it would have. It's definitely stopped because it's still got all its carbon on it. It hasn't been burnt clean. Like these ones here are spotless.
If I try and turn it over, we'll probably find that cylinder's not as glazed as the rest. Yeah. Ooh, look at the bore in that one.
Oh, that's had coolant getting into it. There's a big black line down there.
Yeah, around the edge here, this is the settle mark. This cylinder looks much. Yeah, look, this one's okay. But, so
yeah, that one died early.
That one
was
died.
probably stuffed before the guy even got the car.
Yeah, so it didn't get melted and glazed.
That one there's turned to glass and it's got that funny mark in it. There's a bit of rust there too, so it's had coolant leaking into it.
You can see here, that's where it's gone.
So that's rusted, that's got coolant in it. The other two just seem to have been burnt. But you can see the casting marks in there from the die. It's not melted, it's just the way they made it. They haven't cleaned it up on the mill.
Yeah, it's awful.
It's cheap, it's Hyundai. That's what you get.
Let's see if I can get it to move at the bottom there. Oh, that's just fucking... I'm not going to comment on that. I
can see a gap right down the side of it. That's where our compression's gone.
Yeah.
The cylinders are just a cone. They've expanded at the bottom and the rings aren't really doing anything. I bet you there is still a crack in the head though, because you're dumping the crankcase anyway, but to get that hot, it probably would have done what the Subaru did.
I've got to look between the exhaust valves and the spark plugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, dead cylinder.
Yeah.
So...
It's not as bad.
Yeah, it's not what I was expecting.
There will be cracks though.
Yeah, you got to get the X-ray out for that though. Meh. It's not as bad as what I thought.
Oh.
It was actually worse. The block's fucked, and I was
The block's trash.
because the customer was
It's not even-
begging me just to do the head, and I was like,
No.
I think she got a bit hot for that, and now we see why.
Yeah, it's proof that overheating can definitely ruin your bottom end as well.
Oh yeah.
I don't just mean rings either.
If we just did the head,
A friendly spider.
hello, probably wouldn't find the car was crap.
Probably came out of the engine. Melted gooiness. Ew.
Yeah, water leak.
Yep. Yeah, she got hot.
Yeah, that could have been what started it. It ran low, steamed the radiator exploded, lost pressure, and just melted the bitch.
That's it. Blown there. Blown there. Blown. Blown. I think it's blown between all four.
Yeah, it's got.
Probably towards the end anyway.
Yeah.
The thing is, a lot of this damage probably wasn't there to begin with, but we're really towards the end, just before it died, the head probably just
Last 2
warped and
kilometres.
crazed. Yeah, last 2Ks just warped and crazed.
Yeah. Normally there's a 3-minute window from overheat to total destruction. That's maximum time. So if you ever see a car overheat or steam, people, stop straight away. Don't just go, oh, it'll be fine. Stop.
Yeah, stop, call the towie.
Yeah, never push your engine if you aren't sure of the conditions it's in. Unlike I did with the Jaguar, but that's different.
Yeah, well, those engines can handle it a bit.
Yes, and I know it's under pressure still, and I know it's got water. But if you're unsure, stop. But on the other hand, though, you should never turn off an overheating engine that is under pressure and got water, because you'll blow everything up.
Yeah.
So you got to
Boom.
like that Volvo, couldn't turn it off.
Nah, keep it circulating.
Yeah.
Oh, that's that. We know what happened.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Glazed.
It's nasty.
It's worse than it was.
We finally got the clutch and everything off. It was sort of the clutch lever. The clutch lever from the slave cylinder was holding it in.
Thank you to one of my viewers that sent me a message explaining that these engines are crap and they do that such thing. And you have to undo a particular bolt and then pull.
Everyone else in the world doesn't do that.
Yes, this is the only car I've ever come across that does that, and I worked on the model before this. So, thank you to that viewer.
Yeah, this clutch is burnt. They're not. They are pressed and then heat treated to a degree. This sort of bit I wouldn't even imagine would be heat treated, but even the centre plate has got that nice blue, hot look to it, like somebody's taken a blowtorch to it. It's an interesting colour scheme though, I like it.
I like the inside of this hose.
Even the pressure plates just received some unusual metal issues. Oh yeah. That's just from sitting, it's just acid coming out of the system. Even the flywheel. It's beyond repair and service. It's probably even warped. Just like the rest of the block. The block itself is probably twisted or warped in some way because of the amount of heat that's coming through it. Not to mention thermal shock from little pockets of coolant bubbling off. Then again, that probably would have happened fairly early. Although there was coolant in there.
No, that's all that was ever in this car. Nothing came out when I pulled the engine out.
It's just-
this was boiled dry, and that's all that would have been left.
It's just acid.
Yeah, just the residue of steam. What would have condensed when it cooled down.
Yeah.
Can you see, it's just probably about 40 mils, and that's it.
It was coming out of the water pump. I hate to think what the water pump's like.
Well, we can always find out.
Yeah, you really want to?
Oh, no, it's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
know-
you can see the nice pearlescence on the flywheel from here.
Yeah, you can
The
also
camera
see
picks it up nicely.
full reflection.
Yeah.
It's nicely glazed.
It's dead. Every bit of it. The AC comp will be cooked. The alternator would have gotten exceedingly hot even though it's on the front. All the sensors, the crankshaft position sensor. There's nothing on this engine that's salvageable. Even the starter motor probably wouldn't last a few months.
You did crank me up the driveway.
Yeah, that was actually quite impressive.
In second gear.
It got hot though.
I did stop to let it cool down.
Oh, at least the plastic thing on the dipstick didn't melt. It's nicely discoloured though.
Because it blew it out.
Yeah, it would have been about there.
That's where it ended up after cranking it up the driveway. It's like, when did that come out again?
Oh, well, that's that. Thanks for watching. There is our original failure point.
More than likely.
More than likely, yeah.
Unless he did know to check his water every day.
Yeah, I doubt it.
No, he only just got the car.
So, bearing seal and water pump's gone. It sounds absolutely horrible. It's probably bled low, steamed up like the reactor at Chernobyl, and then blown its top. The radiator had a big crack in it. What was it, 4 inches or so?
4-inch fresh crack. No evidence of previous leakage. So, my guess is she got to boiling point, 15 psi cap, couldn't bleed it off fast enough, it was boiling too quick, blew the radiator, dropped the pressure down to atmospheric pressure, turned to super steam, and just absolutely annihilated the engine within 1 kilometre.
Yeah,
That's
just flash boiled. It's like the old microwave some distilled water and then chuck something in it to make it boil. It just instantly turns into steam because it's superheated.
Yep.
And that's what pressure difference does in an engine. It stops it from boiling. No pressure, your boiling point goes right down.
When you think of it, that's an extra atmosphere the engine has in it.
Yeah.
So,
Even its serpentine belt split almost clean through.
where's the other one that I've cut? That one.
Oh, that was almost in pieces. We got bits hanging off it.
That was the water pump belt too. Let's get this water pump off. Where's all these other bolts I need to get to?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
One down here.
You can get that retainer off. There we go. Oh yeah, I put a TV remote.
What the fuck is that doing in there? There's your problem. Wrong channel.
Yeah, it's a new VCR or DVD remote.
Okay, now.
Yeah, red and raw.
That's why you should always change your fucking pulleys, people.
Yep. Don't do your timing belt without doing them. Next thing would be that thing would be screaming and seizing up.
General rule is first timing belt at 80,000 Ks on general cars, you can just do the belt. The second belt you do, you must do water pump, even if it's not leaking, and the pulleys. No matter what. If you don't do that, you're just insane. I'm sorry, you're crazy. I've had to do this so many times. Like that Camry, new timing belt, but old pump. And what happened? The pump shut.
Yep.
And then it was new engine. It's fun making a mess.
Yeah. It's like me pulling a photocopier apart, just pieces fall on the floor and that's all there is to it. Oh, acid water.
Acid, definitely.
Is that impeller plastic? Looks like it.
Yep.
At least they don't rust out. They just shit their bearings and leak everywhere.
It's like the new Jaguars or the ones from the 90s. Plastic impalers that broke apart and cooked their heads.
Explode. Yes. Yeah, that's definitely been taking a leak for a while. Leaking acid too. Look, the way it's eaten into that aluminium.
That housing's great. Where's the light?
Yeah. What a wonderful smell.
Jelly.
Ooh, look at the rust lines in the cylinder. That thing's been sitting low at a couple of stages. Probably for a while too. Just the way you can see those little ridges sticking out. That's just rusty muck.
Watermarks.
Yeah, waterline.
Here's your tide mark, people.
Okay, this engine has a pretty extensive history. Oh well, it can go to the scrapyard now. I still want to find out why this alternator spins so freely. It's probably to do with the fact that it's been run at twice its recommended temperature. Aircon compressor's probably nothing that bad, but yeah, it would have gotten hot. It makes funny burping noises, and hopefully that's the end of this motor. We've got to get stuck into this Jaguar. We've got other more important things to do, but it's always fun playing with old dead engines.
Pulling things apart you don't have to put together is good.
Yeah. It's like having fun with cars that you don't really care about, like running things over and Yeah. Doing horrible damage.